But they have a great game going. It's one of the best scams that's been developed. Their election scam. What we call the voting trap. This is a game that they desperately want you to play, but it's a game you can never win. Just think about it. They say to the oppressed people, well, you know, you got to vote for one or the others. And they have it set up the way it's evolved, not just through conspiracy, but the way the different interests have worked themselves out, is that the Democrats more appeal to more of the oppressed people, to more of the poor people, to more of the working class people, to more of the people in the inner cities, to more of the black and Latino and other oppressed peoples. That's their role, that's their function. They appeal more to them. And you know, sometimes people think that you can maneuver within this. Well, we'll form a voting bloc, see? And then we'll go to the Democrats and say, well, you can't win without our swing vote. So if you don't do what we want, we're not going to vote for you. But you know what they're going to say? Who are you going to vote for? The Republicans? They got you coming and going with this game. It's a game you cannot win. It's a game they desperately want you to play. Because the thing is, they'll tell you, well, if you don't vote, then you have no say-so in the society. The simple fact is, by voting, you still have no say-so in how the society works. Because the decisions are not made by the votes. You don't even get to vote on what you really want to vote on. By the time you get to vote, they already picked out everything you're voting on. What's a legitimate issue? Who's a legitimate candidate? Who can get tens of millions of dollars to run out of here and have TV ads and everything? Somebody raises something good, they're not a legitimate candidate. They'll tell you that. It's all being controlled by the same class of people that finances the candidates. They may give more money to one party or to another at a given time, but they're controlling the whole thing, and they know in the end, after the elections are over, they're going to go back to these same people and tell them this is how it has to be. They're going to work it out together with this political group of people that runs for office. So by the time you get to vote, they've already decided whom you can vote for and what you can vote for. Look at the 2002 congressional elections. People were millions of people were desperately wanting to vote for somebody that would be against this whole thing Bush was doing. This whole war in Iraq, this whole juggernaut, all this repression, everything else. They were begging the Democrats to come out and oppose it so they could go to the polls and vote against it. And the Democrats refused. There was no way in that election, if you wanted to vote against that you could vote against it. And to be honest, part of the reason why there were such massive demonstrations is because people were frustrated. They couldn't find an outlet within the workings of the system that they could express the opposition they wanted to express, so they came into the streets. And that's a good thing. And it's going to be even better when things reach a real crisis point, and it's true on a much greater scale, and we get to a whole revolutionary situation. Now, we're not going to draw the dividing lines between people who vote and people who don't vote. That would be a serious mistake. We have to unite with people to rise up and oppose this system, and if they go vote, let's get them back out on the street to do something that'll really matter.